Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 things to know about crochet. So let's get into it. The first thing I would like to talk about is that your hook size matters. When I first started crocheting, this is something I didn't really think about or have any education around, but as I learned to crochet more, you'll see if you have a bigger hook, you're going to have more space in between the stitch if you're using small yarn, and if you're using small yarn and a small hook, you're going to have a tighter stitch. I have a video about this comparing different yarn sizes and hook sizes mixed together on my channel. I'll link that below. The second thing I want to talk with you about is the brilliance of center pulling. I saw a debate online one time and I was like, oh, I always use the outside one. And then one time I tried the center pull and it was a game changer, because if you use the outside, you're like constantly moving this thing around and it's really annoying and it just gets crazy. Like the yarn will be like 10 feet away if you don't control it well. But if you use the center pull, it just doesn't move, pulls out. So I have become a center pull girly, even though I used to defend the other way more. Don't mind my mess. The third thing I want to talk about is that crochet and math go hand in hand. If you're not good at math and you're learning to crochet, I'm so sorry, because if you excel in math and you crochet, you're really going to see how, if you're making, it's like geometry, if you're making different shapes, you're going to be doing a lot of math in your head, especially if you're not following a pattern and you're just doing it on your own. Like if you do a circle, you have to double it. I'm not going to get into the specifics of it, but if you're good at math and you crochet, it's going to be a lot easier for you. The fourth thing is sometimes one mistake, you won't even notice it. And sometimes one mistake will ruin your whole project. This is something that has taken time for me. It just really depends on what the mistake is and what the project is. Sometimes if I do one too many stitches, I can remove it and no one will ever know, and I don't have to like frog it and go back. But sometimes if I'm crocheting and my stitch looks a little weird and you look at it and you're like, that one stitch is really standing out, and it'll just like make you feel like your whole project is The fifth thing is no one knows what they're doing when they first start crocheting. No one knows what they're doing when they first start anything. The best way to become good at crocheting is practice and experience. The more time you put into it, the more practice, the better you become. Even myself, when I first started, I couldn't even make a bikini top. I still remember trying to make triangles. If you make two triangles, it does not make a bikini top. Like unless you're flat chested, it'll work. But because the breasts are round, and if you don't learn, if you don't practice and watch videos on how to do a certain like pattern that kind of rounds them out, it's just better. I don't know where I was going with that, but basically I'm telling you, when I first started, I couldn't even make a bikini top, and now with all the practice and videos I've watched and time I've spent crocheting, I could make anything with confidence if I took enough time to figure it out. So just practice if you want to become better at anything in life, not even just crochet. The sixth thing is when you're at the end of a project and you're going to cut your string, do not cut the string really short, because crochet is so easy to unravel your end knot that you tie the loop, it's not like an actual knot, it's just kind of a stopper. So I always do about 3 to 4 inches to really give myself some safety in case something like becomes loose, that it doesn't pull out. Because if the string that you've tucked under pulls out and it's just like this long and it gets past that little close off loop you did, it could potentially start unraveling your whole project. I have seen projects like this, like a blanket, a really nice blanket. It was like a granny square blanket that one of my family members made, and they cut their string too short, and now like there's holes in between all the squares because it's just unraveling. So just take that extra time to tuck in a couple more inches than cutting it short. I promise you it's worth it for higher quality projects and long lasting projects. Number 7 is, if you use another artist's pattern or if you use another artist's picture for inspiration, I highly recommend giving them credit where it is due. It's a very controversial topic to some people, but as an artist, if you see somebody doing something you've done, something you've created, something you've come up with, and your name is not mentioned, it's kind of like, it's just the right thing to do, in my opinion. Sometimes people don't always do it, but I recommend always giving credit where it's due, because I'm all about working together instead of working against each other. When you lift someone else up, it's just lifting everyone up. So if you do that, give credit where it's due. Number 8 is that crochet cannot be created with a machine. You can do knitting with the machine. Knitting, crochet, 2 different things if you don't already know that. So if you're selling your work, don't sell yourself short, because if you're seeing big brands selling these things for cheap, most likely people are being underpaid. So don't sell yourself short. It's not machine made. Everyone is spending time making crochet things. And just always remember that if you're buying a really cheap crochet item, that somebody made that, somebody put hours into that. Even if the top or skirt is only like 10 bucks, somebody was severely underpaid. Number 9 is something I kind of already said earlier about don't cut your string short, but the next part is always tuck your strings well. As I said before, the strings have a good way of finding their way out and coming undone. So the better you tuck the ends, the higher quality your project's going to be in the end. Number 10 is that you can make anything with crochet. Over the last, I think it's been about 4 years, I've been consistently learning crocheting. I have known how to crochet since I was 10. I'm currently 29. But I started my business and started taking crochet serious in about 2019, 2020. So I've learned you can really make anything, and it goes back to the point that math plays into crochet so much. They are hand in hand, because it's like you can create anything if you're using the right number of stitches that create the right form. A lot of geometry, but you can create anything. You can create a ball, you can create a doll, you can create a cardigan, you can create keychains, flowers, you can create shoes. One time I created a sweater for a chicken. That's probably the most unique thing I ever made, and I completely winged it. And I saw the photo of the chicken wearing it. If I can find it, I'll put it in the video. But really, if you have the right number of stitches and the right idea for the design, you can make anything. I'm telling you. I see so many things online, I'm like, oh my god, I didn't think that you can make that, or I didn't even ever think of that. So that's why I really love crochet, because it's kind of like a 3D printer. Like, yeah, I'd say it's kind of like a 3D printer, but with your hook. So you can make anything. Alright guys, that's my 10 points. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have fun crocheting and learning to crochet. And follow me for more videos. Take care. Bye.